things I was concerned about, and I've already spoken on this, was the lack of really clear minutes. You know, if this is the biggest development that's ever happened in Mission, and you're going to be proud of this development, and you want people to look back and say, you guys did a really good job, why wouldn't you want good, clear records? Right? That seems strange to me, and that was an issue at the beginning. We got better records. Then partway through, an NPAC member found out we were keeping better records than the legal minimum. And so right away made the motion to turn it down to the minimum that you needed to have, which would have been, again, a 4-hour meeting with half a page or a page of just strictly motions that passed or failed. And luckily for me, because I wanted better records, a senior staff member was there and said, no, we can't go minimum because the council wants to kind of know what's going on. And if you give them minimum records, they're not going to know. Now that, to me, spoke volumes, right? One of the things that I'm going to ask you is right now, can any of you councillors say what this is going to cost the district of Mission when this goes in? Or Mayor, you got your chance.
Continue their comment.
Okay.
You've got the documents that you should.
I would like to know, what is Genstar Madison paying taxes, what is the tax rate on their property as it sits now? So that's another question. One of the things that I was always sort of throwing around in my mind was actually brought up at the mayor's meeting that was talking about the big cities in towards Vancouver, that their workers that come out here to the valley because they can't afford to live where they work, and we're like a bedroom community. Now this was brought up at the mayor's meeting, that is there a way that the towns that have, the cities that have the commercial infrastructure, could be paying some kind of revenue to the bedroom communities that were having trouble financing their city because residential does not pay for itself. You need a commercial and industrial tax base to have a balanced tax base. And Mission does not have a big commercial base. Now our neighbor across the river, Abbotsford, growing by leaps and bounds, Jay Tekorov said this in the newspaper, and that was their justification to take 100 acres out of the ALR for commercial base. And Abbotsford already had a huge commercial base compared to Mission. So this concerns me. We're going to double the size of the residential homes, but leave the industrial commercial tax base where it is now. So that's a concern to me. You know, there's so many things I've tried to say. I don't like spin. I think things just need to be plainly put on the table and then balanced and looked at. Is it good? Is it bad? You know, I really sometimes at a loss of words. Where is this going? You know, I think if it's that good, as all of you guys have been saying last night, you're so green, you're so, you know, environmentally focused, you want to listen to the people. If this is so good, it should stand the scrutiny of daylight. It should stand prolonged questions from the district citizens. If it's so good, whether you guys pass it or not, if it's good, the next council is going to pass it. I talked to Paul. I know Paul well. We argue on different things. But he said, you know, we've developed this plan. We've worked on this plan. You know, we want to see it to fruition. And I can understand that. But if this plan is as good as you guys say, it's going to go with the next guys, and you're going to get the credit. You know, it's not like anyone's trying to steal your thunder. We just want to make sure that it's really looked at. Now, in this economic time, as I was talking to former or present Councillor Pearson, who's not running again, I was talking to him last night at the All Candidates meeting, and I said to him, John, surely nobody could fault the council for saying to the proponent, look, right now, the housing market sucks. The Americans are tanking at an incredible rate, more and more every month, with no end in sight. Nobody could fault you guys for saying, look, right now, I don't think this is going to fly. Maybe we can shelve it for a year and look at the economic climate then. What looked good in 2003, hell, what looked good last March and April is no longer there. Right? There's a housing glut in Surrey. There's a housing glut in Maple or Langley Township. Why would people come all the way to Mission and have an extra half-hour drive when they could buy the same house there for cheap because nobody's buying the houses now. There's a glut on the market. Your own real estate board in BC said there's 138%, which is 38% more houses being sold right now than are on the market, and there's 45% less buyers. The prices have already dropped 17%, and they're going lower. My cousin who works for BOSA, one of the biggest developers or builders in BC, said to me, you know, if you guys gave Genstar Madison the green light, and I'm just using your names, I'm, you know, proponent, the green light right now, he doubted they could have anything happening before 5 years because the market is tanking. They have condos in Surrey that were, the Lehman Bank was bankrolling them, and the Lehman Bank is gone, and they just shut the doors and padlocked or shut, half built. There's a huge development in Kelowna on the West Bank, and that's shut. The people are not able to continue it because there's not going to be a market for it right now. You know, these tough economic times, the sign of an intelligent man is, or woman, is the ability to change your mind when you're presented with new information. I'm running out of time. I know development has to happen, but the world is changing right now as we're sitting here. And the crisis in America should show you that. I mean, this is real. This isn't just speculation on my part. You know, like I say, I don't think anyone can fault you. I don't think any legal action will be taken against you for saying right now this is not going to fly. We'll shelve it and look at it in a year. You can look at it in a year-by-year basis. And I'm not naive enough to think that this is never going to be developed. As I said in my campaign brochure, I'm believing in responsible, sustainable, green, smart growth development. That seems to be the way of the future. There's a small town in the States that was wiped out by a tornado. They have rebuilt with top-of-the-line green technology, everything they rebuilt, and they are attracting people to that community in droves. People want green. People want sustainability. I'm 10 seconds to go, so I don't know. I'll just leave. But I urge you, think about this. This is not 2003. This is 2008, and it's not so nice in the financial world right now.
Thank you, Kevin. The next speaker is Michelle, followed by Oberine-Part-2-Oct-25-08.